Welcome over to Automotive World, everyone. I'm your host, my name is Shane. We are back tonight. We have a pretty big story tonight coming from Porsche, and we're going to use Motor One's article here. I'll have the link down below in the description. The 2025 Porsche Cayenne, like many other vehicles, is getting a price increase, and it is huge. Some of the trims even going up and over $10,000. We're going to get into this. We're going to do a little deep dive. We're going to, go through all of this. This is going to be a little bit of an interesting one because obviously this is a Porsche. Not everybody is searching or has the money for a Porsche, let alone the Cayenne. So this, while yes, $10,000 is a drastic increase, keep in mind for the clientele that's probably looking for this vehicle, this probably really isn't that much for them, we could argue, but we're going to go into it and we're going to see exactly what we got here. And like I said, we're going to use the Motor One article here from Christopher Smith. We have all the trims here. So we have the regular ones, we've got our turbo ones, we've got our hybrid ones. We're going to start off with the regular Cayenne, just the normal trim. No hybrid, no electrification, no nothing. The current 2025 price is at $86,695. Compared to $80,850 in 2024, that's a $5,845 increase. For the Cayenne E-Hybrid, we're going up to $99,195. Again, another $5,845 increase compared to $93,000 in 2024. In 2024, the Cayenne S was $97,350. In 2025, $103,595. $6,245 increase. Going over to the Cayenne S E-Hybrid, it was $101,000, almost $102,000 back in 2024, a little bit over $107,000, giving us a $5,345 change. For the Cayenne GTS, that's not available because that is something that they didn't have 2024, so there's no difference there. So that's going to be a bit of an anomaly. So is the GTS Coupe. That's also going to be a bit of an anomaly as well. For the Cayenne Turbo E Hybrid, this is one of the ones that sees one of the most expensive price increases. And like I said, if you're searching for a Porsche Cayenne, if you're already in this price range, this probably doesn't really affect you too much, whether you're financing or paying cash. But that specific trim was $148,550 2024. In 2025, it's $158,995. That is almost $10,500 increase. That is a huge increase. For the Cayenne Coupe, it was about just under $86,000 2024. Over in 2025, just under $92,000, giving it another $5,845 increase. A lot of the vehicles on this list are a $5,845 increase. So there are two vehicles that did, there are a few vehicles that strayed away and kind of went over the limit. But generally, it seems every vehicle has received about a $6,000 increase. For the Cayenne S Coupe, it was $103,750, just under $104,000 2024. In 2025, it is just a few dollars under $110,000. That is going to be an increase of $6,245 at $109,995. So $5 away. For the Cayenne SE Hybrid Coupe, it's weird to say a coupe on an SUV, but that was $105,650 in 2024. In 2025, it's going to be $112,395. That is a $6,745 increase. The Cayenne GTS Coupe, we've got it for 2025. We don't have a price for it as it wasn't there in 2024, so we don't have a pricing comparison for that. That is going to be $131,495. Like I said, we didn't have it then, so there's no price change. That's an anomaly. Cayenne Turbo E Hybrid Coupe. These are I gotta give it to Porsche. These are some great names. I don't know how they're gonna fit it on the tailgate, but these are some great names. That trim cost $153,000 in 2024. In 2025, the new trim, the new version, is going to cost just under $164, actually about $163,000 for Just a little bit under, we'll say under 164,000. Just that's such a drastic price. $163,495. That's just such a drastic price. So that's going to give us a difference of $10,444 over the previous year. And the Cayenne Turbo GT, the top dog, the top of the line, it was just under 198,000 2024. It's just under 206,000 this year. Here's the thing though. That's a $7,845 increase. Like I said, for most people who are buying this vehicle, especially if you're buying these lower trims here, a $5,000, a $6,000, a $7,000, even a $10,000 increase, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. But when your vehicle went up almost $8,000, but you were already paying $197,000 for it, yeah, $8,000 is a considerable sum of money. But if you're already spending that money and you're already in the 200s, paying $200,005, I mean, paying under $206,000 is not, it's not really that comparable to people. So this is one of those weird lists because this is a popular vehicle. It's grown over the years. When this vehicle first came out, a lot of people thought, especially in the early 2000s, this thing was going to be a flop. How could Porsche make an SUV when they're a sports car maker? And I think, honestly, with all the craze that we've seen with SUVs nowadays, especially with like all these performance SUVs, whether it's from Ford, VW, and all that, I think Porsche is really quite, I think they're one of the ones to blame for the SUV craze, because I think the Cayenne just made the whole SUV thing so popular. Because when the old Cayennes and the X5s and the Range Rovers and the Land Rovers were out, that really made the whole SUV thing popular, because like people are like, oh my god, we can get an SUV that has decent performance. It can still do, feel off-roady and all that. It can still do all the family stuff. It gives us the higher seating, the ground clearance. It can still be comfortable. It can still be relatively fuel efficient. I think though the Cayenne is one of those vehicles. It's a monumental vehicle. It's Porsche's best seller. But I think it's one of those vehicles that started and that was really responsible for the whole SUV craze that we see, especially here in America, but all around the world. But like I said, if you're buying this vehicle, these price increases, are they a lot? Yeah, absolutely. But they're pretty meaningless for those who were buying this vehicle. You probably already have the money for this. This much, I mean, you might look at this and be like, oh, dang, that kind of sucks. But realistically, this probably doesn't even mean much to you. Maybe for those, when you look at the trim-wise here, I mean, when you get to maybe about 107,000, I would say after... Maybe if there was anybody to be affected or who bought an older Porsche Cayenne and maybe they were to be priced out of a vehicle because, of the drastic increase, I would probably say once you get to the Cayenne SE Hybrid, that's essentially $102,000 vehicle of last year. This year it's going to be $107,000. I would love to say that kind of the cutoff is when you get to the Cayenne E Hybrid, but I would say probably once you get to, for most people, I think once the Cayenne E Hybrid and the Cayenne S are probably the cutoff where it's like people are getting priced out. But I would go as far as the Cayenne SE Hybrid because that's about $107,000. Once you get out of that, you jump up to the Cayenne GTS, and that's about $127,000. So I would say after the Cayenne SE Hybrid, that's kind of where you're getting priced down. That's where there's a lot of separation, majority in between not only the trims of the vehicle and what type of vehicle at that point you're getting, but also just the type of buyer and the demographic and market. So, overall, like I said, I think for most people, you're probably not really going to get priced out of this vehicle. If you were, somebody in this demographic, it might sting on your wallet. If you probably bought an old Cayenne really, early back in the day, and maybe seeing a basic Cayenne start at close to $87,000 and going up to over $200,000 might seem like a heart attack moment for you, which I could absolutely see that. But, at the same time, you're going to pay what you get, especially when you get the V8. There's not going to be, the Turbo E Hybrid Coupe, it's going to be giving you 729 horsepower. So at the same time, you really also can't complain because there's really not a lot of vehicles kind of doing things like that anymore. So, yeah. Did the Cayenne go up? Yes, but I think, like I said, this is one of those vehicles. This isn't for the normal consumer, so I don't think this is gonna matter. But this is one of my favorite vehicles. I thought the Cayenne's always been a good vehicle. It's always looked good, and yeah, just like the rest of the industry, the Cayenne has received a price increase, and it is drastic. So that's gonna be our top story tip for tonight, everyone. Thanks for watching.